I was telling the teacher how important it is. Nap times are important for teachers. You know, that's our regrouping time. That's our rejuvenating time that we can get all this back, and we have to do it all over again for the rest of the half of the day. So, so sometimes I work out. So when I leave here, I go to the gym. But I started a while ago when they're asleep and we're in the room. Some teachers will come over if they're on their break, and then we'll do stretches, and then we'll do some breathing, and we're laughing while we're doing it because it's funny. And then by then, I'm like a good 20 minutes of this, and then I think we all feel a little better. So that worked. That's been working for us. And I take naps. If I have an hour break, I'll take an hour nap, 45-minute nap, and I'll feel a little better. So yeah, and so we come up with different things that works for us. Some teachers walk. Some teachers, just take a 15-minute break. Some teachers read their book. Just a little escape when you can get it. It works.
That's a good question. I don't know exactly what makes each individual resilient. I think with the group that is currently employed here, I think it's that they can lean on one another to a point. Also personal experience. I think their personal experiences, sometimes they can draw on each other's, but I almost think you have to be resilient because when you're working with children, they don't care what you have going on. They need you to care about what they're dealing with. And sometimes the same thing with the parents and the families that bring them in. It's not that they don't want to care, but it's not their job to care. They're coming here because they need you to care for them. And so I do think it is really important to have your own support network, even outside of here. You know, something that you do, whether you run or you have a spouse that you like to go hiking with, or you want to just cuddle your dog, but something that helps you get it together because it's also very emotional. Yeah, so I don't know that I have the perfect answer because I think it's very individual. I think each of us has our own things that we do to regroup and bounce back and keep moving. But I know myself, I wouldn't be successful at it without the staff and the friends that I have here.
Because I think teachers really often pride themselves on being able to manage so much so often, but there really are times where it's just necessary to ask for some help. And I think that reframing asking for help as not being able to do your job to really doing better at your job because you're remembering that in order to do the best that I can for these kids, sometimes I do need extra help. And so it really is a strength to be able to ask for help. But I think for teachers it can be really difficult to remember that in times because teachers are so dedicated and so want to be able to manage things on their own. And I think teaching can be a little bit isolating. If you don't have a team around you and if you're teaching all by yourself, it can feel a little bit like you're the lone wolf. But I think knowing that can contribute to feeling really maxed out sometimes, it's really important to be able to reframe and know that when you ask for help, that's a really, really good decision, and it's good for you and for the kids that you're teaching.